the crazy thing is that the more you try to highlight the truth, the more tense and dangerous things become for people. Because if there's darkness and there's monsters in the darkness, and you bring some light into the darkness, and the monsters might go crazy. You don't know what the result is going to be there. Because you might find something that you don't expect to find. You might find something that you're not looking for. And that's always a possibility, but you don't know if you don't communicate. Yeah. Yeah. We all have this picture of history. But we don't know if it's true until we get all the different pieces of the puzzle and bring them together. And our picture of history is different today from what it was 100 years ago. Because of the collection of more data and information. In fact, the more data and information we collect, the more complicated it becomes. Because sometimes the facts don't fit together. It's like this doesn't, So it's very complicated, made more complicated by human personalities, made more complicated by the psychological elements of split personalities, where a person appears to not have consistency in their thoughts and in their acts. And then where do you begin and how do you begin? Because most people only see a little bit of everything. And a classic example would be our friends, with our friends, yeah. So we meet our friends every now and again, and we see a little bit of their lives, but we don't know everything that is happening in their lives. And so the judgments that we make are not complete. They're never complete because we don't see and hear everything. That's why I'm very much a supporter of recording all audio and all video and analyzing it, and that I spend quite a bit of time analyzing my own work with people. And the reason for that is to understand what is logical within my own thoughts and within my own actions, and to see how that is very much or to learn who I can communicate with by looking for intelligent responses. People, not just people saying, that's stupid, or you're an idiot, or whatever, but people saying, how does that connect to that? If these things are both true, and then analyzing it. If you have put yourself in a terrible or shit situation in life, and most people have choices, some people don't, unfortunately, so this is about people who have made choices, then you have to know that you put yourself there. And then you have to know why you put yourself there. And then you have to know what you can do to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And then you need to examine also your relationship with everyone else in that situation and realize how what you do affects everybody around you.
Mm-hmm. Very
Right?
important.
Yeah, it's very difficult when it involves family, when it involves children, and
Mm.
my perspective is that the children are the property of the parents. However, this is not property like a pen or a book or a car. Once,
Children are not things.
yeah, exactly. As spiritual, emotional beings, children cannot be treated as property. They must be respected as sentient, thinking individuals.
Yes.
Now, with that comes certain understandings that with age and experience come different choices, and also the children are going to be limited by the voices they hear and the environments they live within. But they are not something that can be divided in a 50-50 way. No more than you can say. No more than you can say to somebody. No more than you can cut someone down the middle, right? You can't really cut someone down the middle. Right?
It is not possible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they won't survive that for sure. But so it's like saying to somebody, okay, put 50% of your love here and 50% of your love here. It's like, well, what? Oh, that it's way more complicated than that because once again, we don't know everything about the future. We don't know the effects of all of the actions that we're going to take. And as is my experience in life, something always appears which you didn't expect or you didn't think about, or you could argue that it wasn't possible to predict, but I don't think that's totally true. But you can run through all the possible problems and still have something happen. Like my friend was out paddleboarding on the sea, and his paddle broke in half. It just snapped in two, and it's like, well, that was unexpected, right? You don't. Right? Yeah. You don't take an extra paddle in case your paddle breaks. Nobody does that, right? Unless you're some professional going down a mountain or something. I don't know. But nobody can really see that is going to happen, and so from my perspective, is go slowly, because there are going there are going to be a lot of things that you think you can handle and you think you can control and you're absolutely sure about. But as I've discovered in my life, I was wrong about a lot of stuff. And not wrong in the sense of being blind, wrong in the sense of not realizing how much more, knowing there was more to learn, but not realizing how much more.
Ako wel.
Because everybody knows there's more, right? But just the great volume of how much more in the world is huge. I mean, we all have problems managing what is in our own heads,
Yes.
right? How can we then control and manage and understand what is happening in everybody else's heads? Sometimes I don't know why I have some thoughts that I have. How am I going to be able to understand other people if I don't at certain times understand why I have this thought or this idea or where something comes from? And the what looks the best is very often just the shell, the outer cover, the surface. Yeah, that orange or banana that looks really nice from the outside. You open it up, and maybe it's not so nice inside. So there are a lot of issues and struggles, things to navigate and contemplate and understand, with the basic principle that if you tell the truth and seek the truth, that you will find some level of positive answer and security and protection in doing that, because everyone needs to do that. If you don't do that, then you lose your way. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you tell them you love them but you don't, that's there's a lot to process. There's a lot to untangle in that idea. Yeah, also, if you make promises and commit to a person or other people in any kind of contract, and then you decide not to commit to that contract, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? You have to, and as with any contract, you have to negotiate a solution, and negotiating contracts can take years, especially if you are not on the same page.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're not on the same page. So, and there will be things that other people do that are difficult and complex and that people don't like, and you just have to sort of live with it and remain aware of it, and have faith that if you work in the right way to get the right information and the right understanding, that that the right things will happen. For example, I started a small presentation, a small podcast based on religion last week. and the work,
Náboženstvo. Mhm.
yeah, and the work of Christianity, basically the writings from the King James Bible. And for me, this is a way to think. It is a way to learn.
Mhm.
It is a way to understand. It is a way to see that most problems are not completely original problems or completely new
Mhm.
problems. They've been here
Mhm.
for a long period of time. And to understand that there are solutions to the problems. But as I've said, they're very often not the solutions that we think are the
Mhm.
solutions. That they're very often different from how we imagine things things to be. Um, and to respect other people in human relationships, you have to know what it is that other people are thinking, what it is that other people want to do, where it is that other people want to go.
Mhm.
And if you don't explore those issues, you're not understanding the whole picture of everything. And as I said, most people don't. Most people will never invest in understanding
Mhm.
the full picture of where everything will go. Why? Somebody asked me the other day, why are you not worried about things? And I said, yes, I worry, but so be it, right? I, I worry. Yeah, I care. Yeah, I work on making things better. Yes, I work
Mhm.
on communication. Yes, I work on understanding. And because I do those things, I prefer to have a so be it attitude rather than an attitude of worry, because worry does not contribute to anything positive if a person is
Mhm.
worried or nervous or anxious.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
whereas the the so be it, which is the amen at the end of a prayer, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so be it, or let it be, um, which is that we have to live with the belief that if we do good things, that these good things will come together and fit together, and that people will understand that. Um, but if we do bad things or wrong things, or we
Mhm.
hide things or do dark things or do criminal activities or have lots of
Mhm. Mhm.
secrets that we try to hide from people, it's not going to have a great end. Yeah. The box of chocolates that is in the drawer that you don't tell anybody about that you eat, right?
Mhm.
That's your body knows. You can tell a lie to the world, but your body knows what you ate.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can't you can't lie about that. You know, that's the that's the great thing about medicine, right? It should
Mhm.
it the healthcare should teach us to understand that we can't lie, right? If you have the the cream cake and the apple, you know, that the body's going to teach you that the apple will keep you healthy, where the cream cake won't.
Yes.
And this way that our body reacts to that is very similar for information in the human mind. Yeah, we've got to be practical and sensible, and of course the number one thing is to remain healthy. I have had 4 or 5 very bad migraines in the last 2 months. It's stress. That's what it is. It's stress. Now, if I have a migraine and I don't know or don't understand or don't realize that the migraine is there to inform me that I am under stress of some kind, and that I need to change something physically within my environment. If I don't learn that from that situation, if I think, oh, it's just another migraine, or there's no reason for it, or I don't understand it, I'm missing the point. The migraine is there to highlight the fact that you have to change something, like any kind of pain. Yeah, it's there to tell you, take a break, stop it, stop thinking about it, go and do something else, change your activity. So being focused on the healthy aspects of everything is one way to reduce the level of stress and hopefully as a result increase understanding and opportunity, and knowing when you can do more and when you can't do more, because a lot of the same way a lot of people do nothing and problems happen, a lot of people do too much and as a result there's a there's a problem there as well. So that level of balance, acceptance, of understanding, of self-knowledge, of me realizing that the migraine is a signal.
Oh, I never had migraine.
Well, of course there's obviously biological reasons for it, and it can be triggered by certain foods that people eat, and they have reactions to it. It can be triggered by certain things in the environment as well, but it can also be triggered by stress.
Stress.
And
Yeah, of course.
and so we have to be aware of the levels of stress that exist, which of course is a pressure not just on the parents but also on the children as well in that kind of situation, where the parents' stress gets transferred to the children.
Oh.
And it's, as much as we want to say, oh, the children are okay, it's like, it's no. Children are all seeing, all knowing, sentient beings that understand instinctively everything that is going on.